All right, Anabolic Academy with me, John Livia, and Big Danny Broadhurst. What's up, Danny? What's happening, man?
What's going on?
Not much, not much. We only got 4 questions, but before we get started, I just wanted to say that last week we were number one on our MD show out of all the MD content, and I believe I've been tracking. I think we're number two now, right behind Dr. So-and-so. I don't know who it is. I forgot the guy's name.
Testosterone, Dr.
Oh,
Testosterone.
yeah, that guy. I think we're behind him. But we still got a little bit of time before week's end.
Yeah.
So I think he capped off. We seem to still be growing.
Cool.
And the other thing is the first installment of Hardcore Iron Reviews should be out by the end of this week. I have it all put together. The first gym I did was Signature Fitness in Belleville, New Jersey, which is the one that I went to. I think the next one I'm going to go to is Powerhouse, a little bit further away from me. But the girl that manages there is a good friend of mine. I've known her for some time now, and I wouldn't mind giving her the exposure. And Maz Ali actually owns that gym. So you know who Maz is, right?
No.
Maz is a big NPC promoter in New Jersey on the East Coast.
Oh, good.
He's also a judge and whatnot. He's supposed to be really good friends with Steve. He pretty much has every show in New Jersey except for Muscle Beach, which is On's a show, and the other one is, oh God, I forgot. For the guy who owns Diamond Gym has another show. I forgot the guy's name. Dwayne. I think his name is Dwayne. Whatever. But other than that, he has every other NPC show in Jersey. Anyway. All right, man. So let's just get busy. What's up?
When's it come out?
Probably the end of the week. I'm hoping at the end of the week, because this one was a little difficult because it was the first time, and I had a lot of video footage because I took a lot of footage, and then I have to do some audio and talk over it, and then at the end I have to give it a hardcore score out of 5. So out of the 5, it's going to be the hardcore feel. Then it was going to be a combined cleanliness, maintenance, and equipment into one, staff, price, and how serious the lifters are in the gym. And it's going to be out of 5 stars, and that's it. It should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. The first question I got is creatine versus L-glutamine. What is each? How do they benefit each of us, and what's the difference?
Yeah.
All right. So good.
Yeah, I mean, creatine is like one of the most studied supplements in sports nutrition, and it's definitely proven to work. It creates more intracellular water in the muscle, and that translates to strength and performance. So they've done not only strength athletes, endurance athletes, it helps. So a lot of the studies, I think, around soccer with creatine and beta alanine, and how it improves endurance. So that definitely should be a staple, in my opinion, in pretty much anyone's training regimen and supplement regimen, I mean. And take it, start 5 milligrams a day, move up to 10 eventually, and just do that every day, and you'll definitely get a good benefit from that. There's a ton of studies on it, proven over and over again. And you don't need to buy any kind of fancy creatine, just a standard creatine monohydrate. And anyone you can find, they're perfect, $20 a bottle. You don't have to get the fancy Crealkaline or the modified versions. It all ends up working the same in the end.
Any truth to the kidney problems with creatine or no?
No.
Okay.
If you're hydrated properly, you're not going to have problems.
Okay.
Then the L-glutamine is a non-essential amino acid. I use it very regularly. But your body does produce L-glutamine, so it's not one of the essential amino acids. It's a non-essential one, and it's most notably used for gut health. So it drink it first thing in the morning. It really helps heal your gut. And then I like to drink it throughout. It helps with digestion and everything. And when you're buying L-glutamine, you want to make sure that your amino acids like that are fermented, which means they're made from plants. Otherwise, Usually they're made from like hair,
Really?
feathers, like chicken beaks, and
Ooh,
can be made from pretty nasty means.
wow.
Um, yeah, so you want to make sure that the amino acids that you're getting are fermented. So just
Okay.
look up fermented L-glutamine, and you should find that. And a standard dose of that's like 10 milligrams. Yeah, 10 grams, 10 grams.
10
Oh,
grams
yeah.
per serving.
Yeah. I think it's
Okay.
10 grams. Yeah, 10 grams. Yeah.
All
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
right. Very cool, man. I didn't know. I knew almost everything you said except for the part about L-glutamine with the gut health and where it's derived from. That's actually, I didn't know about the fermented part. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's mainly like its main purpose is actually gut health. Yeah.
What about muscle healing? Because there was a lot of people speak about L-glutamine helping to heal muscle after you work
It,
out.
it does, but it's a non-essential amino acid. So I mean, in the scheme of things, you're much better off with the essential amino acids, which are the building blocks, of the muscle, right? So your body does produce L-glutamine. So,
So if you
but
only had the money for one and you wanted to go with creatine or glutamine, which one?
oh,
If you were young,
creatine,
creatine. Okay.
100%.
Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool, man. All right. Next question. This one's actually pretty interesting. I injected testanate, and after about 24 hours, I had a lump, swelling, hot. Took several days before it to go away. Is it an allergic reaction? Is it a bad batch? What do you think?
Too much solvent.
What does that mean?
Too much solvent. So when you're manufacturing steroids, you have the raw steroid chemical, and then you have your carrier oils,
Mhm.
which you can use, grapeseed oil, cottonseed oil, MCT oil. You can use pretty much any like vegetable oils. People will even make it with vegetable oils from the store, which is
Mm.
pretty disgusting. Not use medical grade oil, and that's why you see a lot of people with a lot of acne. They're using dirty oils to make the steroids, and it's
Mm.
causing breakouts and nasty skin reactions and all that. But then you have to, so you mix that with the solvents, and the solvents are benzyl alcohol and benzyl benzoate,
Mm.
so BA and BB, and basically the ratios at which you mix those can depend on, if you don't use enough, your steroids will crash. So you ever seen crash steroids?
No.
So when you don't use enough, basically it'll crash. So basically the raw separates from the carrier oil, and you'll look at your bottle and there'll be like crystal like
Really?
substance. Yeah, right. So in more like the quicker esters, like trinacetate and even quicker ones like the methylated trend that we talked about, or
Mm-hmm.
the injectable anadrol and all that stuff. Those you have to use a lot more solvents in order to
Mm.
make sure that it doesn't crash.
I see.
So I'm always a proponent of just use less solvents, and then if it crashes, you just heat it up and remix the mixture, and then shake it, and all the solution will mix back up. But
Mm-hmm.
some people they don't know the proper mixture. They use too much benzyl alcohol or benzyl benzoate, and then boom, you get this nasty flu. Like it's just gnarly. Like I've had it happen to me before,
Really?
and it's basically an allergic reaction to the chemicals.
Yeah, because I did have the lumps before. And it happened to me with testosterone, and it happened to me with something else. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But I exactly what this guy described. It was a lump, red, swelling, hot, and it took several days before it went away. So
Yep.
yeah, that's happened to me before. I guess that should probably just a bad batch. And
Yeah,
like
it's just a person who doesn't know how to properly do the equations for how much solvent to use.
okay, okay, very cool, very cool. All right, third question. This one is a little fun. The question was actually, you know what? Let me see. I want to give this guy a little bit of credit because he always tags us when he puts something out on Instagram. So, and this guy is actually pretty funny, and he puts a lot of good content on Instagram, believe it or not. So I wanted to, let's see, give this guy a little bit of a shout out. It's Culture Vulture 01, and he writes, let's see. Will John and Danny Beefcake start repping Old School Labs?
Oh yeah.
So we will rep anybody who brings the cash. So I don't care if it's Old School Labs, Gaspari, Labrada, I Prevail. I don't care if it's bullshit shenanigans, fucking labs. You give me the dollar signs, and me and Danny will split it. 80-20.
Yeah, right now I have a code with True Nutrition. So
do you?
Danny B5, yeah. And that's where I get the Pepto Pro. They one of the only places you can get the Pepto Pro and all that.
So never mind that. So it'll be 100% me and nothing for Danny because he can't fucking.
No, I'll rethink it. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Well, so if anybody's listening out there, I know Old School happened to lose a big podcast,
which we won't name.
Yeah, which will remain nameless, Nick Trigilli, but we're always open.
Yep.
Okay, last question. Okay. This guy wrote, can I get fertile using Proviron with 250 milligrams of test, or do I have to drop the test completely? That's pretty vague, right? I mean, it takes depends, right?
Yeah, you can definitely try, and most likely you will succeed. Mm-hmm. If you don't succeed, then you would revisit it. But I would just start trying first, and then revisit it after that. My guess is, yeah. I mean, on a full cycle, I've seen people have children. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I've actually spoken to guys that on a full cycle get their girls pregnant or their wife's pregnant, and then I've spoken to guys that their sperm counts are very low and they have to come off and they have to do this whole fertility
protocol. Yeah, the
protocol
HMG.
and yeah, exactly right.
HMG, HCG, and Clomid.
What's the difference? Like, is there somebody just more
prone to it? I mean, I think that some of them probably just assume that they can't, and then they get there because I've seen tests of FSH and LH, which are the follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, and that supposedly would tell you if you're fertile or not. I've seen tests say 0 on those, and then still seen people get their significant other pregnant. So, my best advice would be to just try for a little while first, and then if it's not working, then move to one of the protocols or go see a doctor. And
I was gonna say, can't you get your sperm count tested and see what it's up?
Yeah,
because Jose Raymond, that when he was on, he was talking about how he's on some kind of protocol because he's looking to have children now.
Yeah.
Good.
I think visually you can also kind of tell.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, like if it's the whiter it is.
You're full of fucking sperm if it's white.
Yeah.
And if it's clear, you're shooting blanks. You got nothing going on.
Yeah. No, really, I think that's actually.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
All right. That is the last question for today. But Danny has had his screws removed from his ankle. So his ankle is almost 100% better.
Yep.
So when will you be able to go back to the gym?
I'll be back in June. Yeah, I'm gonna come to New York, and then I should be back right after that.
All right, very cool, man.
And everything will be good. So
I can't wait for the New York Pro because everybody's going to be there. I'm going to be covering it with Ron and I believe Jose for MD, and then the next day I got to start looking. I got to start looking for studios. I want to have, the panel show.
Yeah.
Which will be on this channel, not MD. It will be on this channel. Right after the day after the New York Pro, I want to have a live studio with all of us in it. Should be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah.
What do you think we should talk about this week? We did the New York Pro last week on MD. What do you think we should talk about? I was thinking something fun, like the worst the worst bodybuilding advice you've ever got, or
that's a good one.
The stupidest things we've seen in the gym, or maybe a combination of both.
Yeah.
You think that's a good one? All right.
Yeah,
so maybe
I think worst bodybuilding. worst advice I've ever heard. That's a good one. Or yeah, I mean, even talking what got you into bodybuilding, and what did you think about it at first? Because I don't know, for me, all the stuff that I was doing at first was like really goofy, and then I slowly I learned more and more. You know, I don't know about you.
I think that's everybody though. Like at first, like, you know, like I remember going to the gym as a kid and just no clue, just using every machine. And then I see it with the young guys today, you know, and you're like, oh, look at this kid. But at the same time, it's what I did. I had no idea, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Totally. You know, but I mean, I remember, I think the worst bodybuilding advice that I ever heard was I was in this gym. It was the second gym I ever went to. It was called Atlas Gym. It was a private gym in Staten Island. Not private, but, you know, privately owned, not corporately owned. And one of the guys that worked out there told me to drink beer, that the yeast in the beer is good for building muscle. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, very cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Arnold said that, right? I think.
Yeah, he goes, I don't know. I don't drink beer. I drink. Oh, yeah, no, right. I don't drink milk.
Milk for babies.
Yeah, milk's for babies. I drink. You get older and you drink beer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but this guy was serious though. He's like, you know, whatever. It is what. Then I remember this one guy told me, and this was recently, so I just ignored him. Not recently, in the last 5 years or so, 7 years. So I just ignored him. But he told me, when I'm doing like a rep, like if I'm doing one rep, double pump it. Don't just do one rep, double pump the rep. So if you're doing shoulder presses, go, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I like doing that sometimes.
Yeah, I only do that if I can't fucking really get it all the way, you know.
Or like on a machine, like the seated. I like it on the seated leg curl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not on like a bench press or something.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna double pump anything.
You want to double pump him?
Yeah. And that same guy told me he's been preparing for a bodybuilding show for the last 10 years that I've known him, but never did one. But he's been prepping for it.
Good for him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, brother. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate you being very punctual as usual. And I will see you Wednesday night on Muscular Development.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Good.